The evening breeze lightly rustles the curtains as I pour 2 glasses of wine, anticipating Abigail's return from another late night at the office. She steps through the door, her face glowing, her excitement palpable. "I have great news, babe," she exclaims, dropping her bag and rushing over to embrace me. "What's up?" I ask, handing her a glass of wine. "They're promoting me, can you believe it? Senior manager, just like that." Her eyes sparkle with the kind of joy that used to be reserved for our moments alone. I smile, clinking my glass against hers. "That's amazing, Abby. I knew your hard work would pay off." As the weeks roll by, Abigail's hours at the office stretch longer, and her phone buzzes incessantly. We talk of her new responsibilities and the late hours she needs to keep. "It's just for a while, just until I get a handle on things," she assures me, but a gnawing feeling starts to eat at me. The promotion had come too quickly, her explanations too rehearsed. One evening, as doubt clouds my thoughts, I decide to call her work number. "Everything's fine, love," she answers, her voice a soothing balm to my swirling suspicions. But then, chaos. A gruff voice cuts through. "Listen, buddy, she's not your woman anymore," and the line goes dead. My world stops. The glass in my hand trembles, and the wine threatens to spill over. The walls of our home, filled with memories and dreams, close in on me. I try to process the words, but they ricochet in my mind, unbelievable, yet clear. I call back, desperate for an explanation, but it goes straight to voicemail. The night drags on, each tick of the clock a hammer to my heart. Abigail returns home late, her face flush, her eyes avoiding mine. "We need to talk," I say, my voice steady despite the storm inside. She looks at me, then at the floor. I'm so sorry, I didn't know how to tell you." The confession comes in waves, each crashing harder than the last. An affair with her boss, the promotion a part of the deceit, our life together traded for clandestine meetings and stolen moments at her office. The betrayal cuts deep, but my decision is swift. I would not let this lie define me. In the weeks that follow, I orchestrate my revenge, meticulously, coldly. I expose the affair to her company, leading to her dismissal and her reputation tarnished. The divorce papers come as a relief, a formal end to what had already died. Our last meeting is brief, the air thick with the words unsaid. She pleads for forgiveness, but my heart is stone. As she walks away, a part of me mourns what we had, but the greater part feels freed from the web of lies. I watch her disappear from my life, knowing I'll never see her again, the bitter taste of betrayal still lingering, a reminder of the cost of trust misplaced. As the door shuts behind Abigail for the last time, the silence of the apartment echoes the emptiness inside me. I stand in the living room, the remnants of our life together staring back at me, pictures on the walls, her books on the shelves, her perfume lingering in the air. I draw a deep breath, my mind racing with the possibilities ahead. My revenge is set in motion, but there is more to be done. The next morning, I rise with a singular purpose. If Abigail chose to shatter our vows for her ambition and illicit desires, then her professional world would understand the cost of betrayal as well. With meticulous precision, I compile every email, every message, and every shred of evidence from her affair that had spilled into her professional conduct. My plan is clear, to not only tarnish her personal life, but to dismantle her newfound professional standing. I head to her office, a manila envelope thick with her secrets under my arm. The receptionist greets me with a nod as I stride past, familiar yet oblivious to my intent. I wait in the lobby, the hum of the office buzzing around me, a hive of activity unaware of the storm about to break. Her boss, the man who dared claim her from me, walks through the corridor. I intercept him, my approach direct, my voice low. "You need to see this," I say, extending the envelope. He eyes it warily, then me, recognition dawning. "What is this about?" "It's about integrity," I say sharply. "Or the lack thereof." He opens the envelope, his face paling as he sifts through the contents. "Where did you get this?" "Does it matter?" I challenge. "What matters is what you're going to do about it." He looks around, aware of the eyes on us. Let's talk in my office. Inside his office, I lay out my demands. I want her gone. I want her career here finished. She made her choice, and now she lives with it. He hesitates, his career-minded brain calculating. This could ruin her, he murmurs, more to himself than to me. She didn't think twice about me, I snap back. He nods slowly, the weight of the scandal too heavy to ignore. I'll handle it, he assures me, a hint of resignation in his voice. I leave the building, a mix of triumph and sorrow churning within me. Part of me regrets the necessity of my actions, yet the larger part feels justified, vindicated. But the fallout is swift. By the end of the week, news of the scandal breaks. Abigail's name is smeared across industry blogs and emails, her professional life unraveling as quickly as our marriage had. She calls me, her voice desperate, pleading. "Why are you doing this?" she cries over the phone. "You broke everything we had, Abby. You chose this path," I say coldly. "I'm sorry, I really am." "Please, isn't this enough?" she begs. "Sorry doesn't change what you did," I reply, the line dead as soon as the words leave my lips. In the solitude of my now single life, I contemplate my next moves. My revenge feels hollow, the sweetness of it overshadowed by the lingering bitterness. Yet, there's a sense of closure, a chapter ending. But as I look towards the horizon, the path of my new life just beginning to take shape, I know the full story of my retribution is far from over. The intrigue of what lies ahead beckons, the future ripe with possibilities for a man reborn from the ashes of betrayal. The fallout from the scandal that destroyed Abigail's career and our marriage reverberates like a persistent echo in my life. Although part of me relished her downfall, another part wrestles with the emptiness it's left behind. I know I can't dwell on the past forever, I need to forge a path forward. As I sit in the quiet of my now too large apartment, the plan begins to crystallize in my mind. I start to consider how best to protect others from the deceit I endured. If Abigail could so easily manipulate her way up, who's to say she wouldn't do it again somewhere else? With this in mind, I decide to make sure her professional reputation carries the stain of her actions, ensuring no other company falls victim to her charms and lies. I start compiling a detailed dossier on her, combining the proof of her affair and its implications on her professional ethics, or lack thereof. One evening, as I work tirelessly at my computer, my phone buzzes. It's a number I don't recognize. Cautiously, I answer. "Is this the husband?" a deep, unfamiliar voice asks. "Yes, who's asking?" "I think we can help each other out. I've got a situation similar to yours. Maybe worse." Curiosity piqued, I agree to meet this mysterious caller, who introduces himself as Marcus. We choose a quiet cafe, the type where conversations can disappear into the background noise. Sitting across from Marcus the next day, I study his weary eyes and the hard lines of his face. He tells me his story, his wife, like Abigail, engaged in a deceitful affair that nearly ruined his life. Unlike me, Marcus hasn't taken any steps towards retribution yet, but he's eager to learn. "I heard about what you did to your wife's career. I want in. I want to make sure she can't just walk away from what she's done," Marcus explains, his voice a mix of anger and desperation. Together, we hatch a plan to expose not just Abigail and his wife, but also to create a network, a sort of early warning system for others who might be blindsided by unfaithful partners leveraging professional connections to cover up personal failings. As weeks turn into months, our alliance grows stronger. We use online platforms and discreet forums to share our stories, warning others and gathering information on others who might be exploiting professional for personal gains. Our network expands, and soon, we have a small but dedicated following. One day, as I update our latest post, a notification pops up. It's a message from someone whose story mirrors ours, asking for guidance. I realize then that our mission has grown beyond simple revenge, it has become a movement. Marcus and I meet frequently to strategize and plan our next moves. We know that by helping others, we are slowly healing ourselves, transforming our anger into a force for collective good. Did you ever think this would become so big? Marcus asks me during one of our meetings. I shake my head, a small smile playing on my lips. No, but it's something, isn't it? It's like we're turning the tables on betrayal itself. The conversation lingers as we part ways, the crisp evening air feeling less chilly as I walk back home. My phone rings again. It's another call for help, another person on the other end of the line, shattered by betrayal but hopeful for redemption. As I answer, ready to lend my ear and offer advice, I feel a profound sense of purpose. Yes, I've lost much, but in this new role, I find not just retribution but a path to personal redemption. The intrigue of our growing movement promises more challenges ahead, but for the first time in a long time, I'm ready to face them head on. Months have passed since Marcus and I founded our network. The whispers of our success in exposing deceit have grown into assertive, powerful voices, casting long shadows over the unfaithful and the dishonest. As our network spreads, the gravity of our actions weighs heavily on me. I've transformed from a scorned husband into a vigilant guardian against betrayal. One late autumn evening, as the city wraps itself in a cold fog, Marcus and I sit in a dimly lit room, poring over a particularly intricate case. It involves a high-profile executive, someone whose actions mirror those of Abigail and Marcus's wife, but with more devastating consequences. Our plan for this final act of retribution is our most ambitious yet. Marcus leans in, his voice low. We've got him. Tonight, he pays for everything. We're doing the right thing, I affirm, though a sliver of doubt lingers. We drive to a grand corporate event where the executive is the guest of honor. Dressed impeccably, we blend in with the crowd of suits and evening gowns. Our target laughs loudly, a glass of expensive champagne in his hand, surrounded by admirers. His arrogance fuels my resolve. As the applause thunders through the hall, we approach. Marcus distracts the executive's assistant, while I slip a small, unnoticeable drive into his phone, software designed to expose his communications and corrupt his precious data. Excuse me, sir, I say, drawing his attention. A word, please? He eyes me curiously, stepping aside. Yes? You might not know me, but I know all about you, I start, my voice even, menacing. His confusion turns to alarm as I recount details only someone privy to his misdeeds would know. What do you want? He stammers. Check your phone, I suggest with a cold smile. As he pulls out his device, notifications flood the screen, emails, messages, all his secrets spilling out for the world to see. His face drains of color. How? Before he can react further, Marcus joins us, his presence menacing. We're just getting started, Marcus hisses. We leave him to his unraveling life, stepping out into the cold night air. The thrill of the hunt dissipates, replaced by a haunting emptiness. What had begun as a quest for personal vengeance has morphed into something darker, more consuming. Weeks later, as our actions ripple across the city, a surprise twist comes knocking at my door. A detective, badge gleaming under the hallway light, questions me about our activities, hinting at charges of cyberterrorism and extortion. As the investigation deepens, a shocking betrayal unfolds. I discover that Marcus has been using our network for his gain, manipulating evidence to remove business rivals under the guise of our righteous cause. His deception, a grim echo of the betrayals we fought against, cuts deeper than any infidelity. Confronting him, I find myself facing the very monster we vowed to hunt. You used me, Marcus. This was about justice, not your personal vendettas. Marcus smirks, unrepentant. Justice is just a pretty word for revenge, my friend. We're not so different, you and I. Disgusted, I realize our partnership, our friendship, was another lie. In a violent confrontation, I destroy the evidence we collected, ensuring Marcus can no longer manipulate the truth. As he lunges to stop me, I retaliate, ensuring he'll spend years behind bars. In the aftermath, standing amid the ruins of our crusade, I feel no triumph. Betrayed yet again, I vow to abandon this path of vengeance. The network dissolves, but my mission remains clear in my solitude. Never again will I allow myself to be deceived. As the story closes, I walk away from the wreckage of my past, a man scarred by betrayal but wise to the deceptions of the world. The intrigue of my journey fades into a quiet resolve to seek a future untainted by the shadows of revenge.